4 foods that steal your strength, and 4 that restore it. Did you know that after the age of 60, nearly 30–40% of Americans are gradually losing one of the most vital organs in their body? And most don't even realize it? And no, I'm not talking about the heart or lungs. I'm talking about your muscles, the very foundation of your strength, independence, and vitality. For decades, many people have believed that eating a balanced diet and taking a few walks each week is enough to preserve their health. It sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Yet science tells us a different story. Even if you think you're doing everything right, your body may still be losing muscle mass, robbing you of energy, making everyday tasks harder, and putting your independence at risk. Now, some doctors might argue that muscle loss is just a natural part of aging, inevitable, irreversible, and something you simply have to accept. But groundbreaking research here in the United States paints a much more hopeful picture. In fact, even well into your 70s, it is absolutely possible to rebuild strength, restore muscle, and dramatically improve your quality of life, if you make the right choices in food and lifestyle. And that is exactly why this video matters. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the foods you probably thought were helping your health, but are in fact silently destroying your muscle. Then we'll dive into the golden foods, those proven to support muscle strength, bone health, and energy after 60. This isn't just another dry list. It's a science-based roadmap, filled with real stories, research-backed strategies, and practical tips you can apply immediately to your meals. But before we begin, let me ask you something. Where are you watching this video from, and how old are you this year? Do you find yourself struggling with weaker muscles or difficulty moving around as freely as you used to? Share your experience in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond to each one, because your journey matters. Thank you for visiting Senior Health Tips Healthy Aging. Now, let's get started. Let's start with something most people have never even heard of. Sarcopenia. That's the medical term for age-related muscle loss. And here's the shocking part. It starts creeping in as early as your 50s. From that point on, the average person loses about 1–2% of their muscle mass every single year. At first, it doesn't feel like much. Maybe you notice you're not as steady climbing the stairs, or carrying the groceries feels heavier than it used to. But over time, this steady decline adds up. The risks are bigger than just feeling weaker. Sarcopenia increases the chance of falls and fractures, slows down recovery from illness, and chips away at your independence. For many older adults, that independence, being able to get out of bed without help, to cook, to drive, to live life on their own terms, is priceless. Losing muscle isn't just a physical problem, it's an emotional one too. It can make you feel frustrated, even defeated. But here's the part I want you to hold on to. Muscle loss is not a one-way street. Science shows that with the right foods, the right habits, and just a bit of consistency, you can rebuild strength, even in your 70s and beyond. I've seen it happen with my own patients, and it's one of the most inspiring transformations to witness. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about food. Because some of the things you thought were helping you might actually be working against you. Number 4 on our list, flavored milk. Sounds innocent, right? A glass of chocolate milk or strawberry milk feels nostalgic, almost comforting, like a treat from childhood. And yes, it does provide calcium, which is important for bones. But hidden inside that carton is a quiet saboteur: sugar. High sugar levels can mess with insulin, the hormone that helps your body use protein to build muscle. Too much sugar, and that process gets disrupted. A Harvard study in 2019 found that older adults who drank sugary milk every day lost about 8% of their muscle mass over 5 years. 8% might not sound huge, but when you're already losing strength with age, it's a big deal. I remember one of my patients, let's call him John, age 68. He loved his daily chocolate milk, convinced it was keeping him strong. But after 2 years, His belly grew larger, his energy dipped, and his legs felt weaker. Once he swapped it for unsweetened almond milk with added vitamin D, combined with simple strength exercises, his progress turned around. So if you enjoy milk, go for the unsweetened options. Almond milk, oat milk, or even plain low-fat milk without the sugar can give you the benefits without the hidden cost. It's a small change, but trust me, it makes a big difference. Number 3. Processed meats. They're convenient, yes, but the price you pay is your muscle. Think about hot dogs, sausages, bacon. Foods that show up at barbecues, quick breakfasts, or those easy weeknight dinners. They're tasty, no doubt. They're quick, they last long in the fridge, and they've almost become a comfort food in American culture. But behind that smoky flavor lies a problem your body quietly struggles with. Processed meats are loaded with sodium and nitrates. On the surface, they keep the meat looking fresh and add flavor. But inside your body, they trigger inflammation. And chronic inflammation is like rust on a car. It slowly eats away at your strength, making it harder for your muscles to repair and grow. Even worse, these additives can actually interfere with protein synthesis, the very process your body relies on to build and maintain muscle. A U.S. study found that people who regularly consumed processed meats had a 1.5 times higher risk of developing muscle weakness compared to those who didn't. That's not just a small increase, it's significant enough to impact your ability to stay active and independent as you age. Dr. Michael Greger, a well-known physician and researcher, put it bluntly. Processed meats aren't just heart killers, they're muscle killers. And he's right. While we've long heard about their connection to heart disease and cancer, few realize how directly they sabotage muscle health. The good news? You don't have to give them up and feel deprived. Swap the bacon for grilled chicken, roast some salmon, or add lentils to your meals. These alternatives not only provide high-quality protein, but also come with anti-inflammatory benefits that support your strength rather than drain it. Small swaps like these may not feel dramatic, but over time, they're what keep your legs steady, your grip strong, and your independence intact. Number 2. Sugary sodas and energy drinks. Here's the tough truth. Just one can of soda can erase the benefits of an entire week of healthy eating and exercise. It sounds dramatic, but let's break it down. Soda and energy drinks are loaded with sugar and caffeine. On the outside, they give you a quick rush, a little pick-me-up in the middle of the day. But inside your body, that sugar spike sends insulin on a roller coaster ride. Over time, your muscles become less sensitive to insulin, which means they struggle to absorb the nutrients and protein needed to stay strong. Pair that with the caffeine, which increases cortisol, the stress hormone, and you've got a recipe that quietly chips away at your strength. Studies have shown this isn't just theory. One long-term study on postmenopausal women found that those who drank soda every day lost bone and muscle mass nearly 30% faster than those who didn't. Imagine trying your best with exercise or diet, but having it undone by a single daily habit. And here's something most people don't realize. The hidden culprit isn't just the sugar or caffeine. It's also the phosphoric acid in soda. It gives that tangy bite we're used to, but it also blocks your body's ability to absorb calcium. Without calcium, your bones and muscles don't get the raw materials they need to stay strong. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. So what's the alternative? It doesn't have to be boring. Start your morning with warm lemon water. It hydrates, boosts digestion, and gives you a refreshing kick. Or sip on green tea for a steady stream of antioxidants and a calmer kind of energy. Small changes like these may not feel groundbreaking in the moment, but trust me, they add up. And they'll leave you stronger, steadier, and more energized than any can of soda ever could. Number 1. Pastries, donuts, and white bread, the refined carbs. This is the true silent killer. And honestly, it's where so many older Americans get caught without even realizing it. A muffin at breakfast, a soft slice of white bread at lunch, maybe a donut with afternoon coffee. It feels harmless, almost comforting. But these foods come with a hidden cost. Refined carbs are stripped of fiber and nutrients, so when you eat them, your blood sugar shoots up like a rocket. That spike forces your body to pump out more insulin, and over time, insulin becomes less effective. Instead of fueling your muscles, much of that energy ends up stored as belly fat. And with insulin resistance creeping in, your muscles can't hold on to the protein they need to stay firm and strong. A 2020 study confirmed what many doctors had long suspected. Diets heavy in refined carbs lead to measurable muscle loss. On average, participants lost about 5 pounds of lean muscle over just 3 years. That's like carrying around a lighter, weaker version of yourself without even noticing it happening. I think of Mary, a sweet 72-year-old who loved her pastries. For years, she started her mornings with coffee and a Danish. It seemed innocent enough, but after a fall that left her with a fractured hip, doctors measured her muscle mass and discovered she had lost nearly 20% of it. Her strength had been slipping away meal by meal, bite by bite, without her realizing it. The good news is, change doesn't have to feel like punishment. Instead of white bread, try hearty whole-grain bread. Swap donuts for a warm bowl of oatmeal with berries. These swaps still bring comfort, but they feed your muscles instead of draining them. Over time, those small choices build resilience, helping you walk steadier, feel stronger, and keep your independence much longer. After walking through those hidden muscle drainers, it's time for something more uplifting. Because here's the truth. Just as certain foods quietly chip away at your strength, others can just as powerfully rebuild it. Think of them as the golden allies in your kitchen, foods that don't just keep you alive, but help you thrive. So let's count down the 4 muscle-friendly champions you'll want to bring to your table every week. Number 4. Fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. This is nature's protein powerhouse, and honestly, it's like pouring oil into a rusty hinge. Your muscles move more smoothly, recover faster, and stay stronger. Why? Because these fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3s act like a gentle fire extinguisher inside your body. They calm inflammation, protect your joints, and even make your muscles more sensitive to protein, which means every bite of chicken, eggs, or beans you eat afterward works harder for you. One fascinating study found that older adults who added salmon to their meals just a few times a week saw their muscle strength climb by almost 20% in only 6 months. That's not from lifting weights in the gym. It was simply from fueling their bodies with the right kind of protein and fat. Imagine opening a jar you used to struggle with, or climbing stairs with less effort, all because you gave your muscles the nutrition they were craving. And here's the best part. It doesn't take fancy cooking skills. Grilled salmon with a squeeze of lemon, sardines on whole-grain toast, or mackerel lightly steamed with herbs, 2 to 3 times a week is enough. Small, delicious habits like these can slowly rebuild the foundation of your strength. Number 3. Eggs, especially the yolk. Think of an egg as nature's multivitamin, wrapped in a simple shell. You don't need a pill bottle, a complicated recipe, or an expensive supplement plan. Sometimes, all it takes is cracking open an egg and letting it do the work for you. What makes eggs so special for aging muscles is an amino acid called leucine. Out of all the building blocks of protein, leucine is the star player, the spark plug that flips on the muscle-building switch inside your body. Without it, your muscles don't get the signal to grow or repair. And guess what? Eggs, especially the yolk, are one of the richest, most natural sources of leucine you can find. I'll never forget a story about a 65-year-old gentleman who was struggling with something simple, climbing the stairs in his own home. His doctor suggested adding just 2 eggs a day to his breakfast routine. Nothing else changed. No new exercise program, no expensive powders. After about 8 weeks, he reported back with a smile. Those same stairs no longer felt like a mountain. His legs were stronger, steadier, and his confidence had returned. It's incredible how small, consistent choices can turn into life-changing results. Now, some people worry about cholesterol in eggs, but for most older adults, moderate egg consumption is not only safe, it's protective. The vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats in the yolk actually support your brain, eyes, and heart, along with your muscles. And the beauty is in the simplicity. Hard-boil a few eggs and keep them in the fridge for quick snacks. Fry them up sunny side with just a touch of olive oil. Or make a veggie omelet for breakfast and you've got a meal that's satisfying, nourishing, and muscle-friendly. Eggs are proof that you don't need fancy superfoods to fight muscle loss. Sometimes, the best medicine is right there in your fridge, waiting for you to crack it open. Number 2. Beans and soy foods, like lentils, edamame, and tofu. It might surprise you, but some of the most powerful muscle builders don't come from a steak or a protein shake. They come straight from plants. Lentils simmered in a hearty soup, a handful of edamame as a snack, or a slice of tofu grilled golden brown. These humble foods carry a quiet strength that most people overlook. Here's why they matter. Beans and soy are naturally rich in plant-based protein, the raw material your muscles are craving as you age. But they go one step further. Soy foods, in particular, contain isoflavones, compounds that gently support and protect estrogen levels. That's especially important for women after menopause, when the drop in hormones can accelerate muscle and bone loss. Instead of feeling like your body is slipping out of your control, these foods act almost like a natural cushion, slowing down the decline. The science backs this up. A large U.S. study followed older adults who included beans and soy in their weekly meals. The results? They maintained about 25% more muscle strength compared to those who rarely touched these foods. That's not a small difference. It's the kind of edge that can mean staying independent longer, walking with confidence, and keeping your energy up through the day. I think of a patient I once knew who swapped just 2 of her usual meat-heavy dinners for lentil salads with olive oil and roasted vegetables. Within months, she noticed not only better digestion and energy, but also the stamina to get back to her daily walks. She wasn't chasing some miracle cure. She was simply giving her body what it needed, and it responded. The best part? Beans and soy are affordable, versatile, and easy to prepare. A warm lentil salad with olive oil, lemon, and fresh herbs. A bowl of edamame sprinkled with sea salt. A tofu stir-fry with colorful veggies. Simple meals, but powerful medicine. So if you've ever doubted that plants could rebuild your strength, think again. Sometimes the gentlest foods hold the greatest power for your body. Number 1. Whey protein, or a quality protein shake. Think of this as the secret weapon most athletes have known for years, but very few older adults take advantage of. And yet, it can be just as transformative for someone in their 60s or 70s as it is for a 25-year-old training for competition. Here's why. Whey protein is absorbed quickly by the body, almost like a fast lane for your muscles. Instead of waiting hours for your steak or chicken to break down into usable protein, whey delivers its nutrients straight to your bloodstream, right when your muscles need it most. And remember leucine, that key amino acid we talked about earlier? Whey protein is loaded with it, making it one of the most powerful tools you can use to flip on that muscle-building switch. The research is impressive. In one American study, older adults who added a whey protein shake right after light exercise built nearly twice as much muscle compared to those who exercised without it. Twice the gain from something as simple as a drink. That's not just about vanity or looking fit. It's about the strength to rise from a chair without effort, to carry your groceries, to walk with confidence. I think of it like giving your body a gift of efficiency. Instead of struggling to squeeze out every ounce of protein from your meals, you're handing your muscles exactly what they need, exactly when they need it. And the best part? It's simple to put into practice. Just 20 to 30 grams of whey protein blended with unsweetened almond milk in the morning, or right after a light workout, can set your body up for success. You can even toss in some berries or a spoonful of peanut butter for flavor and extra nutrition. For many older adults, whey protein feels like a bridge, a way to reclaim energy and strength they thought were gone for good. It's not a gimmick or a trend, it's simply smart nutrition, tailored to support the body you live in today. You can eat all the right foods, but here's the truth. If you skip these daily habits, you're leaving half of your progress on the table. It's like filling up your car with premium gas, but never turning on the engine. The first, and most powerful, is resistance training. That doesn't mean you need to become a bodybuilder or spend hours at the gym. It could be as simple as lifting light dumbbells in your living room, using resistance bands, or even doing chair squats. What matters is that your muscles feel challenged, just enough to tell your body, hey, I still need this strength. When that signal is sent, your body responds by holding on to muscle and even building more. But resistance training is only one piece of the puzzle. Deep, restorative sleep, 7 to 8 hours each night, is where the magic happens. During sleep, your body repairs muscle fibers, balances hormones, and resets your energy. Think of it as the overnight construction crew working while you rest. Without it, even the best diet and exercise plan won't fully pay off. And then there's stress management. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol levels high, and cortisol is like a thief. It steals from your muscle bank, breaks down protein, and leaves you feeling weaker over time. The good news? Small practices like a daily walk in nature, 5 minutes of deep breathing, or even sharing a laugh with a friend can lower stress and protect your strength. I once worked with a woman in her late 60s who was frustrated because, despite eating well, she wasn't gaining muscle. We looked closer and discovered she was only sleeping 5 hours a night and juggling constant stress from caregiving. When she started prioritizing rest and added just 2 short strength sessions a week, the change was remarkable. She not only gained muscle, but also felt calmer, steadier, and more confident in her daily life. So remember, food is fuel, but habits are the ignition. Combine the two, and you give your body the best chance to stay strong, vibrant, and independent. Here's something most older adults in the US never hear. As we age, hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, GH, play a starring role in whether we stay strong or slowly lose muscle and vitality. And yet, despite decades of research, many people overlook them, thinking that losing strength is just natural and unavoidable. Testosterone isn't just for men. It's essential for both sexes to maintain muscle mass, bone density, and energy levels. Estrogen, especially in women, helps preserve bone strength and supports lean muscle. Growth hormone, often whispered about in wellness circles, helps the body repair tissue, stimulate protein synthesis, and maintain overall metabolic health. When these hormones drop, as they naturally do with age, muscle loss accelerates, recovery slows, and everyday tasks suddenly feel harder. The good news? You're not powerless. There are natural ways to support healthy hormone balance every day. Resistance training, for example, doesn't just build muscle. It sends a signal to the body to maintain testosterone and GH. Adequate sleep and stress management keep cortisol in check, which otherwise can sabotage muscle-building efforts. Certain foods act like little helpers too. Salmon, sardines, leafy greens, nuts, and eggs provide nutrients that support hormone production. A Mayo Clinic study highlights this beautifully. Older adults who combined strength training with adequate protein intake not only preserved muscle, but also maintained healthier hormone profiles, translating to more energy and better mobility. The takeaway? It's never too late to give your hormones a hand. Here's the mini secret most people ignore. Simply eating well is not enough. Most seniors continue to lose strength quickly because their daily habits, sleep, stress, exercise, and nutrient timing don't nurture these vital hormones. When you pay attention to them, you unlock a level of vitality that many assume is gone forever. Imagine feeling stronger, more energized, and more independent, simply because you respected the signals your body has been sending all along. Hormones aren't mysterious. They're part of your body's orchestra. Treat them right, and you'll see the difference in how your muscles respond, how your bones feel, and even how your mood lifts. So let's wrap up everything we've explored today. We started by uncovering the 4 foods that quietly sabotage your muscles, from sweetened milk and processed meats to sodas and refined pastries. Then we flipped the script, introducing the 4 golden foods that help you rebuild strength: fatty fish, eggs, legumes, and high-quality whey protein. On top of that, we dove into 2 crucial lifestyle secrets: the power of resistance training, proper sleep, stress management, and the hidden role your hormones play in maintaining muscle and vitality as we age. Together, these insights aren't just tips. They're a roadmap to staying strong, independent, and full of energy well into your later years. Here's the heart of the message. Aging isn't a roadblock. It's a reminder. A reminder to listen to your body, nourish it intentionally, and treat each day as an opportunity to grow stronger, not weaker. Strength, mobility, and confidence don't vanish automatically. They're built and preserved when you make informed choices, both in what you eat and how you live. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 foods do you find yourself eating most often? Which ones do you realize need to be replaced starting today? Share your experiences in the comments. We read every single one and love engaging with you. And if you found this video valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Senior Health Tips Healthy Aging. And hit the bell so you never miss the next episode, packed with practical tips to keep your body strong and resilient. Remember, small changes done consistently create the biggest transformations. Your muscles, bones, and overall vitality will thank you for it, one smart choice at a time.